really broad topic, so I think we'll both have different answers. So I've been thinking about it and looking at this core, looking at the landscape of the East. I want to ask you, how far away do you think the Pistons are from being contenders in the East?
In the East, all right, all right. So accounting for Kool Aid and adding an extra year, 2 years away.
Okay.
Two
So
years.
2027.
Not this season, but the season after.
Okay.
I do. I believe that they're going to be in a position in the East. That's the natural progression. If you're talking about this season, wanting to see them host a playoff series in the first round, I believe the natural progression after that is being a contender in the Eastern Conference. I'm giving them a couple years this season, and then starting the season after, being one of those teams that are talked about as being a contender.
So I think we're under the same thought process. I don't think it'll be this year. I do think they will be improved. I do think they'll be competitive. I think they have a chance
Yes.
to be a top four, top five seed. But I think what is probably going to happen is Trajan has more information. He has first round picks that he can dangle. And I think by 2027, they're going to make a splash for whatever they need, whether that's maybe it's more shooting guard play. Maybe it's a power forward that um, can really come in and just help them stretch the floor. Maybe Tobias Harris kind of takes that Al Horford role and he's off your bench. Wishful thinking, but hey, you never know. I think it's going to be 27. I do think they will make
Mm-hmm.
adjustments to this roster. I just don't really think it's right now. If it was right now, they would have tried to make a Desmond Bain trade this past
Bingo.
summer to try to keep up with Orlando. What Trajan is kind of telling Pistons fans without actually telling Pistons fans, saying like, "Hey, that's cool. Orlando can do that if they want. We'll still be contenders in the East with them. We'll still be a top seeded team in the East. I'll make my move when I have a little bit more information on these players that I didn't draft, and then I'll
Yeah.
push some of my blue chips on the table to try to get maybe a 30, 40, $50 million player. Because I think what you also have to look at is when we were coming up here and talking about the Laurie Markkinens, the Jaron Jackson Juniors, they were all on rookie deals. We didn't have any stackable contracts. We didn't have anyone on large deals. Now you have several players that are on larger deals. Like you could stack just, hypothetically, like Duncan Robinson, Isaiah Stewart. That's 30 million. Like you have so many contracts now
Mm-hmm.
that you can stack to get to those players that are in the 30, 40, even 50 million threshold now. And I think that's really exciting for Pistons fans because I know they're thinking, man, when are we going to make that big splash? When are we going to just say, you know what? Our time is now. We're going to go compete with the Knicks, the Cavs, and whoever's in the top seeded teams in the East. But I think it will be next season if I did have to guess.
Yeah, yeah. I like a lot of what you're saying, man, and I do. I believe that you're spot on there. They're gonna have the opportunity to go and really present themselves to the league this year, in my opinion, too. Present themselves to disgruntled stars, present themselves to the future free agents, present themselves to the restricted free agents that are coming available, so that when you're going into spending that money, you're already at the top of people's minds. So you're playing for a lot this year. Do you want to play to see if you can become a contender this year? Yes, I am not by any means saying that they can't be. It's just if I had to state what I believe they are going to be, it's going to be four seed at their peak, at their best, finishing the season. And I believe that the natural floor should be no lower than what you had last year. Playoffs, top six, and keep it pushing. But would I be surprised if they found a way to become a top three seed next year? I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all. I just think that they're going to be better equipped in the East if they can add somebody else. And that's what I've been saying too. As much as they were going to have the opportunity, and I said this coming into the offseason, before it started, as much as they were going to have opportunity to play in this offseason, their best bet, based on how the books are aligning and based on the value of their young players, Their best bet was to actually wait another offseason, which I told the people, though we're going to have fun on our offseason coverage, understand I do believe Trajan Langdon is going to wait until next offseason before he gets busy, because that's when you get to lock in effectively Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duran, and or neither. Hopefully it's both.
This team reminds me a lot of the 2002-03 Pistons, like right before they kind of just popped off, and
Yeah.
they're kind of, being a NBA Finals team. I feel like the pieces are starting to gel, and you're starting to see like what you could build around Cade. I think they're a lot closer than people maybe want to maybe have the conversation about. I don't really think that far. They're that far away from one being competitive in the East, but being a top dog in the East. And like it wouldn't surprise me this year if they won their first, playoff series and they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think they have the talent to do it personally.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. And I know some people talk about, well, if they do it, it'd be because of injuries or because East is open and blah, blah, blah. I think it's exactly what you just stated. It's the talent. And that's I think that's the wild card there. Who is Asar Thompson for a full off season and to be able to start the year with the Pistons? This off season is the one, this is season, it's the one where they're going to have the opportunity to start with all their young players healthy. Knock on wood. But
Yeah.
that's what they get the opportunity to do. Would you rather it be Jaden Ivey not coming back from a gruesome leg injury? Sure. But how many games did he play last year? 17. Clean break, and they repaired. Right across what? The shin?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Cade Cunningham. Did he break his leg? No, but he had those fractures in there. They're able to go, put the rod in there for his leg to reinforce it. And you look, the guy came back healthy. The guy came back and put up a crazy season. So that's where I'm like, you know what? If these young players take any type of a marginal leap, like, bro, if they just run it back, if the young players just run it back and the vets can hit their threes, this team could easily be a top 6 team again. But if these young players get even marginally better, like our top 3 or 4 young players, not named K, get marginally better, I'm not even calling for great leaps. This team becomes that much better. It wouldn't be a surprise if they were contenders in this upcoming season, though I'm still saying that they're going to be 2 seasons away, that 2027 year.
Yeah, I mean, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just popped off this year and they were just again a top seeded team in the East. I think they'll have a little bit more attention and eyes on them. Because last year, no one saw that
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
They'll know this year, like, okay, the Pistons, they're for real. They're way more
That
physical.
physicality, they'll know.
Yeah, like Cam Johnson said it on a podcast with I can't remember who it was, but he was saying it's like, yeah, it's like when you went into Detroit, he's just like you knew it was gonna be an easy win. He's like, this year, he's like, man, they were so physical. He's just like, I had like to ice my legs like twice because I was just sore after that game. So I mean, players around the league are starting to like take notice of the physicality with JB and the Detroit Pistons, but I'm very excited with this future and what they can become because I know how fast a championship team can just come together like that. I mean, we've seen it growing up, like how fast the Golden to Work Pistons were put together. It can just happen in like a 12 to 18 month period.
And I agree with that. And I believe that sometimes we don't believe that we deserve or can have it nice. Nice things here in Detroit, but we always have to have things, that we've gotten out the mud and out the dirt. And I say this, caution this. Cade Cunningham, superstar status. Asar Thompson, he was at Rising Stars weekend as well. JB Bickerstaff is a guy who did deserve, in my opinion, Coach of the Year, but was rightfully at least in the conversation. Trajan Langdon rightfully in the conversation as Executive of the Year. This team is in such a good position. Think about it. From your what these are the positions that you want to hear that you got studs that are in the runnings for top awards in your league. It's your general manager, it's your president of basketball operation, it's your head coach, and it's your star player or players. The Pistons have that right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Hasard would have played, he probably would have made a defensive team. If Isaiah Stewart didn't get hosed with the awards this year, he probably would have made a defensive team.
Yeah, all he needed was what, like 0.3 minutes more per game, and he would have made a defensive team.
I know the players voted on it, but you have to play 20 minutes a game. Isaiah
Yeah.
Stewart finished the year with 19.9.
So he's 0.1. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Guys, I was want to ask JB Bickerstaff that question at the start of playoffs, bro. Like, you managed his minutes so well, and his efficiency jumped through the roof. Are you finally ready to unleash him in the playoffs? And he said, "We'll see. You're gonna see." But then the first game, like, that was what was so tough, man. Like, I think that they were ready to see Isaiah Stewart be even that much better than we had come to really love over that past season.
Yeah, I mean, Stu's one of those players where, like, he might not be flashy in the regular season, but he is such a playoff competitor. Like, if he was even 70% healthy, I honestly think they probably beat the Knicks in the first round. Like, Cap wasn't going to be able to pop off like that. He would have probably kept Mitchell Robinson in check. Like, they probably would have won that series. And I think the Knicks know that too.